Hello, check, check. Oh, see, I still see me on that side. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna go a little bit lower on the audio recording
Okay.
because I was picking up a lot on yours last time, and it kind of made for an echo that I didn't want to deal with. So, also before we start, do you mind looking at the camera and doing something for the thumbnail? We can also do it at the end. So let's do one before and after. Okay. I'm going to be like,
Okay, so since you did that, I'm be like,
okay. Because then we're going to make him look like he's teaching us something.
oh. So it'll be like,
Maybe. We'll see which one works. All right. Green lights. What is a green light? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Boo.
hey, boo.
Hello, everybody else. We are going to keep it easy this week. Today is St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
So we are just going to briefly touch on the beer real quick. We are going to be drinking Guinness from the can, not draft. Draft would be really nice, but we are doing from the can.
Fresh would be nice.
Fresh would be super nice.
We had it in Ireland. So good.
It was such a fun trip. And then going to Guinness was really cool. And then drinking it straight from Guinness was really cool. And then we had our pitcher put on a Guinness, the head of a beer.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So everybody mostly knows what Guinness is. It is a stout brewed in Ireland. Not much to say about it. This one does have a nitrogen ball. So when you pop it open, it releases nitrogen.
Like Boddingtons.
Like Boddingtons. So instead of being carbonated with CO2, well, it is carbonated, but without... They add the nitrogen to make it smoother. So
Yes.
When it's put into when you crack it, it releases that, and you pour it, it cascades. And it's just very smooth, almost like a cask ale. And that's why whenever you pour a Guinness, you always like pull it forward, push it back,
Let
do
it
certain
sit.
things. Yeah, let it sit. So we're gonna just jump into this. Cheers to St. Patrick's Day, Boo.
Cheers. We didn't split the G.
Oh no, I'm actually drinking out of the 2025 Georgia Beer Day glass. It's actually a pretty fire glass.
And I'm doing Sweetwater 420's glass.
That's the G13.
G13.
G13 was the fire beer.
Yeah.
Somebody would crack it open in my kitchen. We were together. It would be you. You were the somebody. But somebody would crack it open in the kitchen. I'd walk in and be like, "Woo, who's smoking that stuff in my house?" But
The
G13,
green lettuce.
yeah, the green lettuce. Lettuce is green, Boo. It's the devil's lettuce.
Oh.
Okay, well, let's get into it. So this week, I'm super excited. We're doing Greenlights by Matthew McConaughey.
Can I say what it's about?
You sure can.
It's a love letter to life, page 7.
Shevin.
7.
Sorry. Okay.
So it is not an advice book. It's a memoir book, but an approach or playbook book, aka a love letter to life.
It's a love letter to life.
Yes. Now you ready to hear the word of the week?
I am.
I don't even know how to say it, so I had to look up the pronunciation.
Okay, so you're learning something too. I like it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this word before, and it fits me perfectly.
Nerd.
Okay, you ready? It's going to be very slow. Librocubicularist. It's librocubicularist. LIBROCUBIULARIST.
Okay, I lost you after like the L.
It's a long one. It's basically someone who reads in bed.
Oh, wow.
I
There's
read
a
in
word
bed.
for you guys?
I guess so.
Okay, well, that one's going to be pretty hard to try to use
Yeah, we're
in
not gonna
today's
use that.
episode.
Cool.
Until I say that you're a Lanosaurus because you finished or you read a lot of this book in bed.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so you're a law nurser.
I was cuddled up with the animals in a big cozy blanket. You're just like, choo, choo. Yeah, cool. Okay,
I like
good
it.
story.
Great story. Okay, cool. Well, I want to hear your notes. I want to hear what you thought about it because obviously I have read this one before. Sorry, I hate when people say that. I have listened to this one before, and that's the reason that we picked it. So I want to know your thoughts, but I also wanted to let everybody know, you and everybody, my outfit today. I'm trying to channel my inner Matthew McConaughey because I feel like he would wear a headband. And he just goes with the flow, man, you know? So, like, you know, it's just chill. I'm also channeling my inner Sonny from Best Ever Food Review Show.
Oh, he's the best.
Love that show.
Yeah.
But, okay, cool. So, now, tell us.
I'm glad I read it.
Okay.
I like Charlemagne's book better.
Okay.
Way better.
Okay.
I was entertained by this, but at the beginning, I thought he was rambling a lot.
Yeah, you told me that when you started it. And I was like, what are you talking about?
And then it got more into his stories, and it was like, oh, this isn't bad. And then back to rambling. And then back to, oh, this isn't bad. And then back to rambling. And I was like, oh gosh.
That's understandable. I mean, I totally felt that way about the Pride and Prejudice. Like I was like, they're like blah 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 blah. We dance blah 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 blah. So I understand.
Yeah, and I could read it in his voice, and so we've seen like he's a celebrity. We know what he sounds like and stuff. But
understandable.
I liked Charlemagne's a lot better.
Okay. Well, then I will definitely take this episode over and go over my stuff. Do you have anything that
I have highlighted parts.
Do you want me to go over my parts and then you chime in, or do you want to tell me like some highlights that you have or any key points that stood out to you?
I'll chime in.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to break it down. He had 8 parts in it, kind of like Charlemagne's, right?
Yes, but he also had a new PS in this book that I don't think you had on your audiobook.
What's a PS? Oh, a new PS. No, I did have the PS.
Oh, okay.
It was recorded years later, I do believe. Or it was probably written in that one. In this one, sorry. Pointing at your book. Yeah, I do believe that I had that because I had the afterword and then I had something else after.
Okay.
So we probably had that. But okay, cool. Well, this was Matthew McConaughey's Greenlights. 8 things about life.
He had 8 parts.
8 parts. Okay. What would you call the parts? Not chapters, but were they like tenets to life? Or what were they?
Ideas based off of lived experience.
Okay, so he has 8 ideas based off of lived experience that will hopefully help people live a better life. I don't have them written down. Like I have part 1, part 2, part 3. So when I say the parts, you can tell us what they are. Is that okay? Okay, so first off, we need to go over what is a green light. So in the very beginning, it says green lights. I'm not reading it verbatim. This is just kind of like my synopsis. What is a green light? It tells us to keep going in our lives. They're the things that tell us to keep going. We love green lights. We could be responsible for our own green lights by the choices we make. Green lights are always about timing. When you hit yellow or reds, you can persist, pivot, or concede. And that really stood out because there's multiple things in there. Like you can make your own green lights. Green lights can happen to you. And then whenever you hit things that aren't green lights, things that slow you down, that are yellows and reds, they turn into green lights. But you can also, you can choose. So you can keep going, you can pivot, you can try something different until it turns to a green light, or you can see it and you can just say, okay, cool. Well, this red light has me. So that just stood out to me. That's just kind of like what the green light is.
Yes.
So that was the very first thing before any parts. Do you have anything for that?
No, I just wrote it down. He's like, it means go, proceed, and affirmation of our way. And then these are the words that were highlighted are responsible, fate, relative, inevitable, persist, pivot, and concede.
Yep. I like it.
Like I said, he rambled, but it got the point across.
I really enjoy, so for me, since I don't read them, and I've said this almost every episode, I like listening to it because, well, especially whenever it's somebody that reads it. So like for Charlemagne,
Oh, yeah.
love that because Charlemagne read it.
And then Matthew McConaughey has great voice, so I'm sure that sounded great.
Oh yeah. And then just hearing what he has to say. So he's like, what is a green light? I mean, I can't even do it. I tried to do it a lot. I tried to do it last time too.
Will say his life was crazy. And then he did some things that we've always talked about doing, but we'll get into that.
Like rafting down the Amazon.
No, like
yeah, we've never talked about that. We're not crazy.
like RVing with Miss Hood around the world or around the US.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
When I first listened to this, it wasn't because I'm a huge Matthew McConaughey fan. It was because it was he's someone that's famous. I've seen him in movies. I think he's a good actor, but not my favorite or anything.
Yeah.
But I was interested in, I like this type of book. The kind of like, this is what I've learned, take notes for me type thing. So I learned a lot about his life because I knew that he did the romantic comedies, the rom-coms, and then I knew he went on to do different movies after that, but I couldn't really name a lot of them.
Yeah.
So to hear the backstory, starting with the first movie being, what? Are you about to say it?
I just forgot.
Oh, nice. I think oh no.
Fear and Loathing.
Fast Time at Ridgemont High, I think, or something. No, not
No, it
Fast
was
Times.
Fear and Loathing. He had the little car scene, right?
I don't know. Did you write it down? The first one that he had a line in then is the one where he was like,
Yeah, I wrote it down.
all right, or whatever.
Hold
And then
on.
the best part about high school girls is I get older, they stay the same age. Was that Fast Times? I mean, we just finished this, so we should know, but I learned so much. What was it? Oh, here's the age 12 thing. I love that too. So that's page 15. I got to come back to that.
Dazed and Confused. Page 105.
Dazed and Confused. 105. Okay.
So not Fear and Loathing.
Not Fear and Loathing. I don't know where that came from.
I don't know.
He had the car scene where he pulls up.
All right.
He had that. Yeah. But yeah, so like I learned a lot. Like I knew about that movie. I didn't know that was his first lines or whatever in a movie. It was just really cool. Okay, so part 1.
It is Outlaw Logic,
Okay.
AKA he came from the line of rule breakers.
Okay. So I only have 1 point out of this whole part. Really good stuff in there. I recommend everybody listen to it. But my thing that I got at was earn your Saturdays.
Yeah.
Because I've lived off that for a while. Is like, you need to work hard in life. This is my personal opinion. You need to work hard in life to earn your weekends, earn your evenings. I don't like excuses. Now, if it's a good excuse or not even an excuse, like if it's a valid point, fine, do whatever. But like, if you're just like, oh, well, I can't do that now because blah, blah, but like work, get it done. So that way, when you do relax, you're not thinking about what you didn't do. And for me, I kind of get anxious, I guess, whenever I have things over my head that I haven't completed and I'm relaxing.
Yeah.
So if I didn't earn my Saturday technically, and I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, but it's like, oh, well, I earned it, but I know deep down I didn't. I feel weird and I'm just like, oh, I need to go do that thing. So that's why I work so much. I mean, I work a lot and like there's so much to do, but I also like to play hard. Like I like to relax and, take time off sometimes, but earn your Saturdays. Don't just, oh, well, I worked. I mean, it's different for everybody. So this is just me.
Yeah.
But, I worked 30 something hours. I earned this. And it's like, okay, cool. But like, are you doing what you want to do? Like, why don't you take the extra time to go do not even do what you want to do, but like work wise and stuff like are you building what you want to build? Are you where you are, where you want to be? There's things over your head. I don't know. That's just me. So like get everything done. Just get it done.
Or you could be like, because he goes through a lot of like his growing up and how his dad and mom were. That's what I took from it. But like
Yeah.
his older brothers basically followed his dad's footsteps at the beginning of selling pipe. And then I got out of it how his dad initiated them into manhood. Like that was very interesting to read.
Yeah.
Like fighting the first son. What did the second? Oh, a peeing contest with the second son. And then we don't get Matthew McConaughey's until later.
Way later. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bar fight basically.
Well, was there anything in part 1 that you took that you could apply to your life? Any of the bumper stickers, any of the prescribes, or?
No, I found more stuff in other parts.
Okay. So that was, I mean, like I said, that was the only thing out of there because he did get a lot of the backstory, which is cool. Part 2 is
Find your
Part 2 is
find your frequency.
So I have a few things out of this. So get rid of who you're not, and you'll find who you are. Knowing who we are is hard. Knowing who you're not is easy. So that's on page 64 because you allowed me to look through the book and review my notes. So now I got page numbers, people. So page 64, he goes over that. And that kind of hit me because you like to think about, I don't know, who you want to be.
Yeah.
And you work towards it. But sometimes who you want to be isn't who you are really.
Yep. It's a hard lesson.
So really knowing who you are is hard, but knowing who you aren't is easy. Like, sometimes you try to fake it till you make it, but then you realize that you're just faking it for no reason. And I don't know. It's just like, I like that part.
Well, the example he used is he had a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to hustle, in his words, to get the attention from the girls, to hang out with friends. He'd go mudding right after school.
Yeah, take the girls mudding.
But then he traded his truck in for a red sports car, and then all he would do is park that so it wouldn't get scratched, lean up against it, thinking people were going to come to him.
Yep.
And then he realized having that red sports car made me lazy.
Yep.
And I wasn't a hustler anymore.
And so the girls would go mudding with the guys with the truck still and be like,
So he sold that back, got his truck back, and then it went back to normal because he went right back to hustling.
Yep. That's a great example. That's a good, babe. Good job, boo.
You didn't snail me.
No, of course not. We're on air.
This is snail. Snail.
Oh, you got to do it the other way.
Snail.
You got to let the camera see it. No, that's exactly how he described it. So that he thought he was going to try to be somebody different because he was already cool. He was already doing his thing. And then, let me try to be this guy. Or like, that's who I think I want to be.
Yeah, but it wasn't
and then he was
who
like,
he was.
It's not who he was. So that part really stood out to me, especially with that story. I like what he says about when he says prescribe. He says, it's kind of like just part of it. Life's hard. Stuff happens, and we make stuff happen. And I put find that. I didn't find that when I looked. So, but he brings that up. Just pretty much, life's hard. Things are going to happen, but we can also make things happen. And you just got to keep rolling with the punches. Just like everybody in life, we just got to roll with the punch.
Well, I think the biggest part from this part for me was stick to who you are and your morals and how you were raised.
Yeah.
If it fits with your identity, because he did a year abroad in Australia.
That was a great chapter. A great part. Marjorie.
Basically, the host family he was staying with, everyone knew they were crazy. Except for him. He stayed about 6 months before
with them.
Yeah, before he was like, okay, I gotta leave, and then he jumped from house to house, and it was great. But
and all the other homes knew that. Like it was. I love the part when they were like, "Wait, you guys knew?" I mean, he uses profanity, but he was like, "You guys knew they were crazy," and they're like, "Yeah, mate."
Yeah, and then they all just laughed at him.
That's great.
But the thing about that is, when they said, "We decided you're going to call us mom and pop," or whatever they said,
mom and dad,
and he was like, no, I have a mom and dad. And that kind of
Politely, respectfully.
Yeah, that.
I have a dad. I have a mom.
Yeah, and that whole situation shook his identity.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was him saying, no, the anchor to my identity is my real mom and dad. Just like the titles that he had in high school, his girlfriend, his family, his truck, those were his anchors. And so that year forced him to look on into himself for his identity and to find out who he is, or as it is titled, to find his own frequency.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to pull it back to that. I wonder where, excuse me, I wonder where he would be or what he would be doing if he didn't go on that study abroad trip.
He probably would have been a kid a lot less mature for a lot longer.
Yeah. I wonder if he would have gotten the roles, because obviously every choice that he made up into that point of getting his first acting thing got him to the point of getting his first acting thing.
Yeah.
So any point that, every decision we've ever made got us up to the point of recording right now.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he didn't make the decision to go to Australia, if things would be different.
Yeah. Because
you'll never know, but I'm just curious, something to think about.
It helped shape him for sure.
Yeah.
And then when he got back, that's when his initiation with his dad happened. And basically, he fought a bouncer protecting his dad's honor.
Yeah.
At a bar.
Okay, cool. Well, then part 3 is
Dirt roads and autobahns.
Dirt roads and autobahns. So on page 96, I'm going to pull some stuff up real quick.
You did a lot more prep with the pages this time than me.
Well, I did, because he also has...
Good job, Boo.
I listened, and then I just had each part, and I was like, okay, well, I like this part, and then after this, he says this. So I could just flip through each part and pull out and get page numbers.
Yeah.
Because you always had page numbers.
I have some.
I call you peanut butter because I was jelly. You had page numbers and I didn't. Okay, 96.
Peanut butter jelly.
So,
oh, is this the writing thing?
Oh no! Here, let me go back to the writing thing, because that is on page 15. So that's way back.
Oh, so that was part 1. Oh, sorry.
It wasn't even part 1. I think it was right before part 1. It was the introduction.
Uh.
So, in the very beginning of this, he just has something that is. It says, this is a poem he wrote. So I'm going to read it. It says, if all that I would want to do would be to sit and talk to you, would you listen? Matthew McConaughey, age 12. And when you first see it and you first hear it, you're like, wow.
He could write.
He was deep he was deep for a 12-year-old. And then later on you realize, you read or you listen to that he entered that into, I think it's the poem competition or something in middle school.
It was in school.
And he said his mom told him to do it, and it was somebody else that wrote it. And she was like, well, if it means something to you, it's yours, Matthew.
So AKA plagiarize.
And
which is a big no-no, but
yeah. But I do like that. I like that. I like that.
I like how she was like, take life by the balls and just make it yours, basically.
Yeah. Well, that part, don't plagiarize. But yes.
Yeah, don't plagiarize.
Okay. So let's see. Biology and giddy up. DNA and work. Genetics and willpower. Life's a combination. Some get the genes, but never the work ethic or resilience. Others work their ass off, but never had the innate ability. Others work their ass off, but never have
the innate.
Had. Others work their ass off, but never had the innate ability. Others have both and never rely on the first. I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool because everybody's built different. So no matter if you just have that drive for it or you have to work for it
or if you're naturally talented,
it's different for everybody. And everybody should just realize that. I like that part. That just stood out to me. So that's why I want to talk about that. Also in part 3, he says, don't bite your nails. And that stood out to me because Boo right here bites her nails. So
it's a nervous habit.
Trying to get her to stop biting her nails. The bumper sticker on page 98, pull that up. Pretty much he just says, I'll take a little common sense with the knowledge or with that knowledge. A lot of people have a lot of knowledge, but no common sense. Ooh, don't say that about yourself.
Wait.
These are just things that stuck out to me, people. These aren't.
I have no common sense.
You have some knowledge, not much common sense.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. You are a lit major somehow. So
hey,
I'm just joking, boo.
That doesn't mean I have to talk right all the time.
It's jokes. It's comedy. Let's see, page 103. This is all part 3 still. 103. Get right here. Still recording on both. Make sure. So this is the note to self after the bar story. We are not here to tolerate our differences. We are not here to accept them. We are not here to celebrate our sameness. We are not here to salute our distinctions. We are not born into equal circumstances or with equal abilities, but we should have equal opportunity. As individuals, we unite in our values, celebrate that. And that almost goes back to that first part that I read, just about how, everybody celebrate your differences. So I like how he wrote that.
Yeah.
I think all of the stuff in here is really cool. If I'm just fanboying out right now, I'm so sorry. But I just think everybody should read it. Everybody should read this. Greenlights, Matthew McConaughey. Let's move on to part 4. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to steamroll through it. My bad. I need a sip anyway. Okay, talk, boo.
I like that it was called Dirt Roads and Autobahns because he basically grew up in the country and then he ended up on the Autobahn on a motorcycle traveling through Europe in this part. So I really like that. But what really stuck out to me, and that said a lot about his character as a person, that I actually really liked, like really, really liked. For college, he wanted to go to a more expensive school.
Mm-hmm.
And his dad was like, Are you sure? Are you sure? I think you should be a Longhorn. I think you should be a Longhorn. And Matthew's just over here thinking that, my dad wants me to go to the same school he went to, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets a call from, I think, his brother Pat. Was it Pat or Rooster?
One of his brothers. I'm not sure which one.
I think it was Pat. And he's like,
hey, little brother. Or hey, big brother.
You know what's going on?
Yeah.
There are financial issues with his dad's business. And then the next few days, he called his dad back. Hey, Dad, actually, you're right. I think I want to be a Longhorn. And he's like, really? Like, his dad was super excited.
I knew it, son. I knew you'd want to be. I knew you'd want to be a Longhorn.
He did it because of financial reasons, and he didn't let his dad know he knew about it.
Well, what's really funny, or not funny, but if you think about it long term, Matthew McConaughey, you'll see him on the Longhorn sideline for college football games quite a bit because he still lives in Austin. Sometimes I think I'm sure he has multiple houses, but like that. So him choosing to go there shaped who he became in the future too.
Yeah, and then he's still committed to it today, which is awesome.
Yep.
But another thing about this is when he went to school to be a lawyer, and then it was the end of his sophomore year. He's like, he read a book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. I've never read that before. I don't even know what it's about, but it clicks something.
We should read it.
Yeah, it clicks something in his head.
You're the greatest.
And he called his dad. He's like, I think I want to go to film school. And he was terrified his dad would be so mad at him. But his dad said, in quotes, don't half-ass it.
Yep. I just saw that part. Yep.
Even though in most of this book, you hear these stories of his dad being like, "Ooh, it's kind of a scary man," but he had values and he had convictions and he really did support his kids, even though he went about it a weird way sometimes.
Yeah.
And then that's when he got his first role. It was just basically a few lines in Dazed and Confused. And then his character Wooderson was inspired by Pat.
Can I quickly interrupt? Going back to that part about when he says this is when he's talking to his dad about I want to go to film school or whatever, or acting school. I'm just gonna quickly read it because that goes into why he said biology and giddy up, DNA and work, the part that I brought up.
Yeah.
Because his dad and him are built differently,
but so much the same.
The same. So you need to respect. Hey, it's the DNA versus the giddy up. You need a combination type thing. So he says, blah, blah, blah. I want to go to film school. Dad answered, "Hey, Pop." I said, "Hey, little buddy, what's going on?" He asked. Another deep breath. "Well, I want to share some of them with you." "What's that?" "Oh, shit." We'll bleep that. Bleep. "Well, I don't want to go to law school anymore. I want to go to film school." Flip the page. Silence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Then I heard a voice. A kind, inquisitive voice. "Is that what you really want to do?" he asked. "Yes, sir, Dad, it is." Silence, another 5 seconds. "Well, don't half-ass it." Of all the things my dad could have said, of all the reactions he could have had, "Don't half-ass it," were the last words I expected to hear, and the best words he could have ever said it to me. With those words, not only did he give me his blessing and consent, he gave me his approval and validation. It's what he said and how he said it. He not only gave me privilege, he gave me honor, freedom, and responsibility with formidable rocket fuel. Formidable. Look at me getting words right. Formidable rocket fuel in his delivery. We made a pact that day. Thanks, Pop. Green light. Then it goes on to say biology and giddy up, DNA and work, genetics and willpower. Life's a combination. Some get the genes, but never the work ethic or resilience. Others work their ass off, but never had the innate ability. Others have both and never rely on the first. So I like how you were saying that about that, because I was like, oh, I know exactly what page you're talking about. So that was a little side note. So back to what you were saying. Sorry.
You're good.
I'm trying to channel my inner Matthew McConaughey.
Well, after that, he channeled his first ever Matthew McConaughey role and got the Wooderson character in Dazed and Confused. And then he was like, how would this character be? And then he thought of his brother leaning up against the building, smoking a cigarette in high school. And he was like, his mom couldn't find him. And he's like, oh, you saw him? You saw him? And he's like, no, ma'am.
Yeah,
I didn't see him, because he knew his brother would get in trouble for smoking cigarettes.
I wrote that page down. Sorry, I didn't write the page down. I wrote down to look up that page, and I couldn't find that part in the book because
Page 105.
105, I like the way he described it, because I totally picture just the boop, lean back, foot back, chilling, looking cool. You know, you're like, oh, wow, especially back in the day like that.
Oh, yeah. That
And
was
it just
cool
made
kid.
me think of almost like a movie or something.
Well, that's what inspired his portrayal of Wooderson. Oh, here it is. Where is he? Asked Mom, turning my head to look left and right and then back out the window. I saw him about 100 yards behind us, leaning against the brick wall in the shade of the school's smoking section. One knee bent, boot sole against the side of the building, pulling on a Marlboro. I can never say that. Cooler than James Dean and 2 feet taller.
Cooler than James Dean and 2 feet tall.
Yeah. There. I started to shriek and then caught my tongue because I realized he'd get in trouble for smoking. What's that? Mom asked. Nothing, Mom, nothing. That image of my big brother leaning against that wall. casually smoking that cigarette in his low elbow, loose wrist, lazy-fingered way through my romantic 11-year-old little brother eyes was the epitome of cool. He was literally 10 feet tall.
Epitome? Epitome?
Thank you. No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what an epitome is. I don't know what a
was the epitome of cool. Wow.
epitome.
Words. Epitome of cool. He was
Okay.
He was literally 10 feet tall. It left an engraved impression on my heart and mind, and 11 years later, Wooderson was born from that impression.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I just figured something out. Boo, back away from the mic if you're gonna cackle. Edamum. Edamum.
Epitome.
Okay, while you're catching your breath, I'm gonna explain what I just figured out. I just figured out that
Epitome. Okay, I'm sorry.
And earlier I said, you have the English degree somehow. And you were like, hey, epitome. Epitome.
Epitome. Okay, go ahead.
We can take a break if you want to take a break. If you need to take a sec. Half a Guinness is getting to you, babe.
Oh my gosh. I'm crying.
I see that.
That was so funny.
I have a really good point I'm trying to make, and you're over here crying.
I'm sorry. Okay, what's your point?
Okay. What's your point? Onward. Go, quick.
Onward.
So you say that he rambles, right?
Not there. See,
Not there.
Well, he rambles and then he gets good.
Right.
And then he rambles. I think he rambles when he's trying to get his point across.
I was about to say, I think that maybe what I like is the rambles, because last week I said, ooh, when you say, hey, Matthew, how you doing today? And he's like, oh, I'm great. I woke up and the sun was over the western hemisphere and it was coming over my feet that were bare naked in the grass. And you're like, that's rambling just to be like, oh, I'm good.
It's artistic, though.
It's artistic. And I think that's what I like. So when you called it rambling, I was kind of like, not offended, because who cares? It's just a book. But when you're like, he's rambling, I'm like, no, he's not. You're not reading it right. So him saying that, the right foot on there, cooler than James Dean and 2 feet taller.
He was describing how his brother was standing.
Right.
Though. That's normal.
You could also say that's rambling, because you could just say he's standing right there smoking a cigarette. But no, he went into he described, and that's how he talks. That's how he talks, at least on podcasts that I've listened to. So like it's just the way that he talks, and like rambling to talk and people listen. That's
slow
the thing.
and with intent.
Slow with an intent. I like that.
You're welcome.
You're slow with an intent to do something.
Apparently, I got no intentions.
You're not slow. I'm sorry.
Just a little slow.
Can't clip that. Okay.
I do have my slow moments, though. You like epitome.
Boo, we've been together for 14 years. You've never had a slow moment.
I'm really bad at math, guys. And one time we were eating dinner and I did math in my head really fast, and JD looked at me in shock because that's how bad my slow moments are with math. What? Yeah, like that. Okay. So another thing in this is after he got that role, 5 days into filming, his dad passed away. And that was so sad to read because he was like, my dad gave me this blessing, but he's never going to see it come to fruition. Like he's never going to see it play out. And that was really sad.
Yeah. Which is just another guiding factor in who he became.
Yep.
Maybe. I don't know. How'd you word that earlier? Just what him going to Australia was a guiding factor? That's not what you said, though.
I forgot what I said.
You had a cooler way of saying it.
It was like he was meant to go on that path, even though.
Yeah.
I forgot how I said it, though. But
okay.
At the end, he travels to Europe because the guy who he was staying with, which was part of Dazed and Confused, told him something about not wanting it. You need talent agencies to need you.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went to Europe and didn't think about acting. And that's when he was on motorcycles on the Autobahn.
Do you have the guy's name written down that they rented from? It wasn't Yuri. I don't think it was Yuri. I don't know why Yuri just stands out to me.
It's right here.
That guy was super cool though because they went out, they rode bikes, they had them rented, they didn't have enough money. The guy said, "You need this, just take it," and you got it.
Almost.
Oh, and then one of the friends wrecks, and then he comes and gets the bike and brings him a new one and says, "Hey, keep going." Imagine that. I mean, like that's so cool. I would love to do that. Like
Johan.
I don't know why I thought Yuri. Yuri Johan.
He went with Cole Hauser and Rory Cochrane.
Oh, he went with Yuri? Or Yuri? What'd you just say?
Johan rented them the bikes.
Who'd he go with?
Cole Hauser and Rory Cochrane.
Not Yuri. You're Rory. Sorry.
Rory. RORY.
But that would be so cool to just be able to like go take that. Imagine like going to take that trip. Like that what an experience.
Traveling across Europe.
What an experience. Do you have anything else for part 3?
No.
Okay, so part 4.
The Art of Running Downhill.
The Art of Running Downhill.
AKA, it's okay to mess up.
I like the note to self. Always ask if you want to before you do. And that was kind of the broken down version of it. Do you have the same thing?
Page 133.
133? What's it say?
When you can, ask yourself if you want to before you do. AKA, he had a maid for a little bit and she pressed his jeans. And his friend was like, "Do you need that? Or do you even want that?"
You're out.
And he was like, "No, I don't want pressed jeans. What am I doing?" So
sure, I could do it, but do I want it?
Well, that went on to him taking acting classes. And the acting classes made him more stiff. And he took less risks in auditions. Which was what got him the parts in the first place, him taking risks and him pushing boundaries. So he was running downhill with those acting classes.
Yeah. Always ask yourself if you want to.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have to prepare to have freedom. So I put find this part and read this part. Are you taking a picture?
Yeah.
Take your picture.
That was don't walk the it's too late, it's too soon tightrope until you die. AKA don't limit yourself. Try. That was after 133 somewhere.
Yeah. On 139, I like the this note, so I'm just going to go ahead and quickly read this to everybody. Like I said, I recommend everybody get this book and read this book. If only means you wanted something, but you did not get it. For some reason, either by your own incompetence or the world's intervention, it did not happen. Sometimes this is just the breaks, and we need to bow out gracefully. But more often than we care to admit, we don't get what we want because we quit early or we didn't take the necessary risk to get it. The more boots we put in the backside of our if-onlys, the more we will get what we want. Don't walk the it's too late, it's too soon tightrope until you die. So I like that part too. Whoops.
Well, after that, he lost himself and he didn't know kind of what way to go. And so he went to a monastery and he met Brother Christian and he told his story and he was just venting to him. And then Brother Christian, so that's when he said, I lost myself. And then Brother Christian was like, me too.
Me too, yeah.
And then Matthew McConaughey wrote, sometimes we need to hear that we're not the only one. Sometimes we don't need advice.
Yep.
That was page 149. And
that's a big thing.
Yeah, and that hit really hard for me.
Yeah.
I will say probably out of this whole book, that little section was the most meaningful to me.
Yeah.
Because we all go through our own things and we all feel like we've probably lost ourselves at one point or another. And it's nice to feel connected even though you don't want other people to go through that too.
Right.
So
knowing that you're not alone.
Yeah.
For you, what is you're not alone? What are you not alone with?
You want me to say it? Well, I have fibromyalgia. And so sometimes I like Eptimum. It's so funny. And I have to learn to laugh at myself. But sometimes my brain doesn't connect to what I'm reading because of my brain fog. And then I'm in pain every day. I get dizzy spells. I have all these symptoms, right? And it's nice to know I'm not alone. And then when you're on forums and you look at stuff, it's like, wow, I'm doing a lot better than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Because I still get up every day to work. I still get up every day. And if there has to be laundry that needs to be done, I could do it. I've learned to ask for help because I hated doing that with you. I've been like, boo, hey, can you do this? I can't do it. And like, it's good to know, like, I'm not the only one going through that because you can understand, but at the same time, you can't fully understand.
Right.
So just to know. So that hit really hard for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that's the only thing that you get out of the book, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing because he just moved.
Bernard.
Yeah, he just moved the blinds behind you.
He's exploring. He's like, I'm in the studio.
Grapes. But yeah, I mean, if that's the only thing you got out of the book, I think it's cool that you were able to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And then that you can look at life differently now because you have already discovered forums and things before.
Oh, yeah.
But you can at least relate with the book and say, you know what? Like, at least I'm not the other one that feels good because I'm connected to somebody else. There's other people that feel good because they're connected too.
Yeah. Like, it's like a big old venting sesh. Like, I don't go to those forums a lot because at the same time, I don't want to read about it because I live it, you know?
Right.
But it's also like, it's good to know that if I ever need support that my immediate family or my immediate friends or you couldn't understand, I could go there, you know? Luckily, I have a very good support system. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Not cool that you have all that going on, but cool that you could relate it that way. Do you have anything else in that area or that section?
Actually, I think
I accidentally messed up and I put section 4 and 5 together.
That's
so
okay.
I don't know where mine stop and start.
So maybe this will help you. Section 4, his mom betrayed him.
Oh yeah, I don't
She
have that written down.
she wanted part of his fame.
This is where Matthew
Lost his virginity.
met a girl. She was on the news or whatever doing that, or making a Dateline piece or whatever it is.
And this is where he also started to live on the road with Miss Hud, his dog, his rescue dog. And I love that they traveled together, and he upgraded to an Airstream. Was it an Airstream?
Airstream, yeah.
So one of those fancy silver ones.
It lived in that for a while too, which is pretty cool.
3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would be awesome because I could work from anywhere with my job. Not you so much, but I think
we could move it around the lake here, one of the 2 lakes here.
We have a lot of lake access, so we could do it. I like that he's like the people they met and observed along the way was like acting and storytelling 101. And that was page 165. So,
okay. So you're a little bit further than me.
Yeah. And then part 5 starts after that.
Okay. So then let me get 2 more part 4s out. One thing that I like the story, bless you. Thanks. I like the way that he tells the story of, bless you.
Sorry, thanks.
Before he has the movie, I think in part 4, he has the movie with Sandra Bullock.
I think so.
I think that's who the main person was, and it wasn't happening. And so, I mean, I'm going to say this wrong, but I'm going to try to get it right. It wasn't happening, or it wasn't going to happen. Like, why would it happen? But then he was like, all right, let me just leave it be for a while. And then all of a sudden he did some other things, and they're like, Matthew, we need you for this. So, it's like he made his own Greenlights for that.
So for that, he did make his own Greenlights, but right before, or right as they were casting her previous movie skyrocketed. And so she got really, really famous, or she was already famous, but just like put her further out there. And that's when they were like, okay, we don't have to have as much of a famous person in the leading male role because we have her.
And then he was able to get it because of that.
Yeah. But because he kept pushing.
Yeah. Because of that, he has a quick little story where he says that this is him rambling again. Oh, he's rambling. Or he's talking like a cool person. He's like, I would walk down to the pier or walk down to the boardwalk or whatever and get a tuna fish sandwich. And there was always 400 people, There'd be 397 of them that didn't recognize me. And then there'd be the one person behind the register that knew me. And then 2 other people would be like, oh, hey, I think I've seen you. And he said, right when that movie dropped. So a couple days after, he went down and he
did Lincoln Lawyer, right?
Was that the Lincoln Lawyer one? It was at page 144 is where it is. So that was before 160, whatever you just said. So I would think that it's around I thought it was the Sandra Bullock one. It could be Lincoln Lawyer. But
it was the Lincoln Lawyer.
Okay.
Because there's the picture of him in the movie.
Okay.
And then 144. No, it was the day of opening of A Time to Kill. So it was after. Wait, no. The day of the opening of A Time to Kill, I strolled to my favorite deli on 3rd Street, blah,
Which
blah,
one's
blah.
A Time to Kill? If only we had a producer, we could say Google it. Here, I'm my producer, so let me Google that. A Time to Kill? I think that might be the Sandra Bullock one. I'm probably wrong. A Time to Kill.
Yeah. It was Sandra Bullock, who was already cast as Ellen Rourke in A Time to Kill.
Yep.
Had recently
Samuel L.
starred.
Jackson too.
Yeah, had recently starred in a film called While You Were Sleeping.
Okay, so that's the movie.
A Time to Kill.
So because of A Time to Kill, so the morning after the whatever he says, he was walking to get. I said a couple days. So the morning after the one with Sandra Bullock, he goes down, and I just love the way he says this. And he says, there was the 400 people, and there was 397 of them that knew who I was now.
Yeah.
And there were 3 that wasn't.
And one of them was looking at a newspaper, and one of them, what was it?
No,
Something weird.
this is why I like what he says. Let me say it. He said, I mean, I wrote my version of it, but he says there was 3 that weren't. It was a baby,
Yep. A
and
dog.
a blind man. Yeah,
Oh, a blind man.
He said there was 3 babies and a blind man. So he
There
says
you go.
206 or 96 of them knew who I were, or 396 knew who I were or who I was, but 4 didn't. 3 babies and a blind man. And
Yeah,
it's just
that's
like,
what it
man, that's so smooth. Like, I mean, that's the smoothness.
Well, imagine though if that was your life and like this was your dream to act, but you just wanted to act, and then all of a sudden everyone knew about you. Everyone knew about your dog. Like he said, someone came up to me and asked about her cancer,
Right.
and I'm like,
Yeah. How do you, what? Okay.
yeah, how do you deal with that?
It would be wild, but it seems like he's been doing well dealing with it. So,
Yeah.
I just like the way he says that 3 babies and a blind man.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we have to leave what we know to find out what we know. That popped up. That kind of stuck out to me. I don't have a page number, but you think you know what you know, but sometimes you got to leave that to figure out what you know.
Yeah, you have to be put in uncomfortable situations to know that you don't know this, but you do know your base
It could be that. It maybe not even have to be uncomfortable.
or a new place.
My old boss used to say there's different types of, I think it was like competency. So you could be incompetent. There's like incompetent incompetence, which means that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then you have incompetent competence, which means that competent incompetence, which means you know what you don't know. Like, oh, wow, I need to learn this, 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 and this. Like, you know what you need to learn, but you still don't know it. And then you have competent competence, which is like, you know what you know, but then you have incompetence competence or something, which is like, you're so good at knowing what you know that you can just flow with it.
But you don't. But you're so smart that you're dumb with things you don't know, right?
Well, no, it was just like you need to get to the point of knowing it so well. So like in between that, it'd be
You're
like
a rocket scientist.
yeah. So once you get to a rocket scientist, but like in the beginning parts of that is you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So and then you realize what you don't know. So sometimes you think you know everything, but you really don't know anything.
It's lived experience. You're like, wow, traveling has opened my eyes to I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know.
So that's learning that you don't know everything. Because like when you're younger, you're like, oh, I know it all, and then you're like,
yeah.
oh no.
I'm so ready to grow up. I'm like, this is gonna be great. Now I'm here and I'm like, adulting sucks.
This isn't fun.
It's fun, but not all it's cracked up to be.
He had a part where he says, I want to kiss the fire and walk away whistling. I thought that was pretty cool. He breaks that down. So you guys just need to go out, buy the book, read it, listen.
See, he has very pretty prose, like very pretty ways of putting things. And
Rambles, as you call them. You want to fight?
oh, listen. He has very pretty ways of putting things, but then he keeps repeating it in different ways. That's when it's rambling. If he could just say that one line, it'd be like, bam.
Bam.
All there.
He shaves his head. I find the part in the beginning that I like. A man who values vanity. I think that's the part that I liked is when he was like, he says all these things and he's like, I'm clearly a man who values vanity. And I'm like, I mean, like, you can admit that about yourself, which is cool.
I think you're in part 5 now.
Okay.
I think.
I think you're probably right, because then I have the he talks about.
Well, this is called Turn the Page.
Oh, sorry. Part 5.
Turn the page.
All right, thanks, Boo. Here's a part where something was like $6.66.
Oh yeah, and it's like that superstition. Like
Yeah.
you put a penny in the thing.
Yep.
Give a penny, take a penny thing.
So it was a penny thing, and I had a story about that because one time, and he played it off real cool because it's Matthew, so obviously he did. Matthew, like we're on a first name basis. It was Mr. McConaughey. I was at CVS one time, and I was walking over there from work, and on the ground was a fake $20 bill. and I picked it up, and it was like one of those Bible verse ones. Put it in my pocket anyway because I was going to prank some friends later. Well, I went into CVS, and my total was $6.66, and the lady behind the the counter was like, do you want to get some gum or a candy bar? Because and I was like, oh no, ma'am, I'm okay. And I pulled it out. I was like, everything's okay when you carry Jesus in your pocket. And she was just like, oh, you're so right. And so when he told this story, I just thought it was the funniest thing because I was like, he just played it off so cool, being like, oh yeah, here's a penny or whatever, like take a pen or however
What
you
I
played it
don't,
off.
you probably realize this, but what I don't think you realize is how cool you are like that all the time.
Oh no, that was just a one-time thing.
No, people.
That was just a one-time thing, babe.
People flock to you because of your one-liners.
Nah.
Yep.
So moving on to the next note to self. Sometimes which choice you make isn't as important as sticking to the choice that you make. That really stuck out to me. Stuck.
Yeah.
That really stuck out. And now we're going on to part 6.
Well, so in part 5, he got arrested because he had a noise complaint playing bongos naked.
He was in a birthday suit.
Yeah.
Smoking a joint, playing bongos naked. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm trying to channel my inner Matthew McConaughey. I should take my clothes off.
No, that's mine.
Okay.
So he got arrested, blah, blah, blah. And this is after him and Miss Hud were on the road. They rented a house. And then his anonymity.
Anonymous? Anonymity? Anonymity?
There you go.
Anonymity?
Yeah.
Anonymity?
Thank you.
Anonymity.
That and his neighborhoods. Anonymity.
I'm sorry, I was drinking some beer. Anonymity.
Okay. It was all gone after he got arrested. Okay. So
oh yeah.
After that, he headed back. He was like, I need to head west again. That's when The Wedding Planner came, that movie with Jennifer Lopez. And then after that, he had partied more. He enjoyed the fame. And then that's when on page 186, he said he needed yellow lights to earn his Saturdays again. So after filming, he practiced being less impressed, more involved, once again, like when he did when his dad passed.
Yeah.
AKA, don't be blinded by the lights. Don't be impressed. Become more part of your life. Be present.
Yep.
And that really stuck out to me. And then he had another wet dream, which we didn't go over. But these dreams he would have, that anytime he felt stuck, he seemed to have these wet dreams. And then he went and followed what these dreams told him to.
And that's what I kind of talked about.
The Amazon.
Yep, didn't talk about. But yeah, the Amazon River.
That was the first one.
Yeah.
He went to the Amazon. The second one, he went to Africa. And he's met a famous singer from that part of the world. And on page 200, the singer said, "Leave your scent. Don't go where your scent's not wanted." And so he did that when he went to a small village and wrestled the wrestler.
Yep.
He left his scent. Everyone would remember him, and he went back and visited it later, and they remembered him.
Isn't it? I mean, this life is literally like a movie.
His life is a movie.
It literally, like, from starting off with his upbringing and then going to Australia for the study abroad and then coming back and then having these dreams and then following the dreams and then getting into the movie. And not even the acting part. That's not even the movie part of it. It's what's happening outside of his acting career is the movie part.
It is.
Like, he's literally living a movie like, oh, well, I had a dream that I was floating down the river and
then he did
the
it.
crocodiles and the piranhas gave me a hard on. And it was like, well, they didn't actually do it, but I did float down those rivers. And that's wild.
It is. But basically, the leave your scent thing is be remembered, be welcomed. If you're not welcomed, don't stay. Don't waste your time where it's not worth it. That's basically what leave your scent is. And then he went on to say the unbelievable happens all the time. Don't deny it. Don't depend on it. Expect it and believe it. And so he needed that evolution that trip brought. And that was him needing to turn the page.
Turning a page is always good. When you said that he needed yellow lights,
he needed to slow down.
Yeah, he needed the yellow lights to, to kind of like get the motor, like, woo. It reminded me of my 35th birthday trip when we went to just the lake to camp. And
that was nice.
Cat's under the bed doing something. I had read this book at that point. So I was trying to channel my inner Matthew McConaughey once he went to bed. And I was like, I've had a lot of green lights. I want to see the red lights. I want to see the fire. I want to see some darkness. And that night I definitely did, for sure. But that was my 35th birthday. And having that was just kind of like a nice reset. So like him saying, oh, well, at that point, I was just like, hey, I need to see some green or some yellows and some reds and really get back. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like felt part of that too. So
get out of your own way, basically.
Yeah.
And
you could be doing
your path.
Yeah.
If you're going down the wrong path.
Not even the wrong path. You could be going down the right path.
Yeah. Well, he was partying hard when his fame skyrocketed more.
Yeah. Yeah. So for that, I see that. Yeah.
Not you. Because
right.
You've been fine.
But it was more of everything's great. What's up? Like, I want to see what's going on. I want to just not be like, woo. Let me feel a different thing than woo. So you saying that just now kind of made that click in my mind, so I wrote that down. So little side note. Okay, cool. Part 6.
Yeah. The arrow doesn't seek the target draws the arrow.
I only have one thing from this.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes on, but he asked the girl that he likes. I like this part. He asked the girl that he likes, what he'd have to do to lose her. And she said, change. Green light.
I like that part.
Yeah, that's the best part. It's just like, oh, he liked her so much. And like, he talks about how he went over and talked to her friend and her and saying, oh, well, will you ladies come over and join me for a drink or whatever? Because I knew that she was such a lady that I had to invite her friend. So there's a lot that happens, but the whole, what would I have to do to lose you? I don't want to
lose you. What would I have to do if I not do, basically?
Change. Yeah. And he said,
like that.
Green light. Well, that just means being yourself,
Well, the thing about this part, though, is he shut down his production company and his record label to simplify his life and to be liberated to act and take care of his family. Because at that point, his first baby was born, Levi. And then Camilla, the girl, she was pregnant again. And he's like, I'm going to liberate myself and reset again. That way I'm here for my family.
Yeah.
And I like that.
I didn't write it down, but I do like the part as well because he reads it really well. When they call his mom to say, Mom,
we're pregnant.
Yeah, we're pregnant. And she was like, No, Matthew, no. And they're like, what? This isn't how it's supposed to be, Matthew.
You're supposed to get married.
Yeah, this isn't the timeline. And then
she hung up.
And then calls back. Can we put some white out on that?
And then Camilla's like,
yeah. I love that.
I like how we were both like, no.
Yeah, no. Okay, part 7. Was there anything in part 6 now? Part 7.
Be brave. Take the hill.
Okay. I only have a few in this one. If we all made comedy the default emotion, we'd all get along a lot better. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If we made comedy the default emotion, we'd all get along a lot better. So that really stuck out to me because that's true. If you could just laugh at yourself, like you said, if you could laugh at other people, other situations, everything, let's just laugh. Like why so serious?
Because some people have to be downers.
Yeah. Lame. Okay.
I took from it, define success for yourself. What is my hill?
What was my next one? Read it from my paper. Read it from my notes.
Define success for yourself. What does success look like to me? AKA, what is your hill to climb? What makes you yourself successful?
I'm glad that part stuck out to you, Boo. I like that because that really stuck out to me too. Because success is different for everybody because it goes back to the beginning or earlier in the pod where we said his dad's different than him.
Yeah.
They have different things, but just work for it, and like you got to admire everybody's diversities. So success is different for everybody. So define success for yourself. So for yourself, and what does success look like to me?
Yeah.
What does it look like to you? Oh, okay, sorry, you don't like that question.
No.
Success to me looks like the opportunities that I create for myself and that I create for others, and I learned that from
Charlemagne the guy.
Charlemagne said success should be the opportunities that you create for yourself and the opportunities that you create for others, or something along those lines. So like you giving people jobs,
AKA you.
Well, yeah, right. Whatever. But just in general, he's saying, the people that you're helping support by giving them opportunity by you doing your thing, and that's creating things. So that's why that stuck out to me. So I like success to be. I've been measuring success that way.
Yeah.
Well, recently since I've read Charlemagne's book. So
yeah. Well, for Matthew McConaughey, he had 2 years of no work because he wanted to redefine who he was.
Yeah.
He didn't want to just be a rom-com guy, and he got so sick of playing the same role and the same role, and he could predict the script. And so he was like, he kept saying no, 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 until people started rediscovering The Lincoln Lawyer and his more serious films. And then they're like, hey, would you want to try this role out? And so basically, he redefined who he was by saying no to all the rom-coms. And that's what led to the Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah. And that was a big one.
Part 6. Oh, yeah. He went down to 135.
It's wild.
There's a picture in that book of him that skinny, and
that's so wild.
Skin like a skeleton.
You said end of part 6?
Or 7.
7. Okay. My last thing for part 7 then would be priorities. Sorry. No, I can't read. Prioritize who I am and who I want to be, and stop equating time on things that won't get me there. And by equating, I don't know what I meant to put there, but
like, don't waste your time on stuff that's just going to hinder your growth.
Right. So it's really prioritize who I am and then who I want to be, and stop. I don't know what I put equating though. Because I'm sure it was something different. I was typing while I was working, probably with wet gloves on things that won't get me there. So that really stuck out to me. Part 8.
Live your legacy now.
Do you have anything good?
I didn't highlight anything in that section, no.
So I have learn when and how to get a handle on your own life. We all have scars, and we'll get more. So I also read this part. So too busy living. I like that a lot. It was page 289, because he says this whole thing about we all have scars, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just out there too busy living.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, that's so insightful, Matthew McConaughey. Why are you so cool?
That's one thing I like about him is he kept trying to live. Like, Bernard.
Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Dude. Okay.
The kitten in him is still going crazy.
He's not coming in next time. He messed up my clip last time.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He just wants to hang out with us.
Yeah, no, and he wants to destroy things. Okay.
That is true. He's still a baby. Okay, guys?
Just a baby.
He's just a baby. Well, part 8, he got pregnant with him and Camilla got their third baby pregnant. But
got their third baby pregnant? That's weird.
Words. They got pregnant with their third baby, and then he wanted to name that baby Livingston after impressions that Matthew had met in his life, which is very impactful if you read about the impressions part. And then he started writing in this section. He also won his first Oscar for Best Actor.
Nice.
But when he started writing, he found himself again, aka leading to this book.
Yeah. It's funny to see or hear the differences between what we get out of this book, because I heard it and I heard everything that went on with it and all his situations in life.
Yeah.
But what I got out of it more was the lessons learned out of it. Whereas you've mentioned a lot more the situations in his life. So like the going to Australia and then the how he was raised and how this part, you know what I mean? It's like you're seeing the backstory, whereas I'm just getting the surface.
Yes, but maybe I should explain more. I'm seeing these situations.
I'm not saying you're not seeing it more, but
yeah, I'm seeing these situations and basically saying this happened, this happened, this happened. But each situation, not each one, but most of the situations I pointed out, at one point in these situations, he lost himself and he had to rediscover who he was in that moment. And out of this whole book, yes, it's a love letter to his life, but it's also, I feel like, a journal to say, keep rediscovering yourself.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I got out of this whole entire book is you're changing all the time. Keep rediscovering who you are now and be the best person you can be.
I like that.
Cool.
I like that. Well, then I'm just going to end it then real quick. Not the whole pod, but just the book part. Do you have anything else before I end it?
Yeah. The PS afterward that was published on 2024. Stay in the race and commit to the chase.
Why do you say on? I was just asking. You just said on 2024. Sorry, keep going. I was just asking. Simple question.
Stay in the race and commit to the chase of life. The of life is inserted there. Cool.
I like that. Towards the end of the book right here, he says, inevitably, we're going to die. Our eulogy, our story will be told by others and forever introduce us when we are gone. And that really stuck out to me because so we're building how we'll be introduced after you're gone right now.
That's weird to think about.
It is. So like you don't think about it typically, or I don't at least. So seeing or hearing that was like, wow. So like when I'm gone, the way I'll be remembered is how I'll be introduced.
Yeah.
JD the blank, 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 blank. You know? So Emma the blank, 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 blank. Like however it is. The cat loving, hardworking, podcasting writer who has a New York Times bestselling book because she worked her butt off after reading Greenlights. But that really stood out to me. So like, I mean, that's building a legacy. It's more than just what you're doing now, because what you're doing now is going to be in the future too. And
yeah.
I don't know. Like that really stood out to me at the very end. And I like how he kind of ends the book with that. So
yeah.
That's everything I got out of the book.
What do you rate it?
Probably like a 4 or 5.
So higher than Charlemagne's book?
Well, Charlemagne's.
Oh, never mind. You did his higher. You did 4.7 for Charlemagne.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, these are both along the same lines. I mean, I take a lot of things out of both of these. I really like what I got out of them, and I try to live that way and try to be a better person. And
I think you're a good person.
Oh, thanks, boo. I think I'm a great person, but I try to be a better person every day. Just because I'm amazing doesn't mean I can't be more amazing. Or what do you give it?
2.8. I gave Charlemagne's book a 3. So do you want to hear what we're reading next week?
Not really. I'm gonna rip my notes up. Pull a Nancy Pelosi and just.
We are reading Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose.
Hey, fun fact. I didn't have a podcast today to listen to, so Emma actually told me what book we were doing, and I'm already on chapter 14.
Oh, that's pretty good, boo.
Yeah, because there's actually a lot of chapters. They're kind of short.
They're very short. But they're also broken up like how the guest list was by character.
I like it that way. I think I'm figuring it out that I'm kind of like a mystery guy.
Ooh, that's good. I have so many books you could read.
I think the mystery, like the sci-fi, but like so far this one's catching my attention, especially because they use two different people to read it. So a guy does the guy parts and a girl does the girl parts.
Well, it's also funny because this is the author that has
girl
beef.
Parts.
This is the author that has beef with a guy named Scott on her Instagram. It's really funny. He wrote a review via an email to her.
Oh, is that the one that you showed me?
Yeah, and she answered. And then you really like her husband, Drew, because he's funny.
Yeah.
Like he's like, look at her book. And yeah.
I do have to say, like I said, I'm only like partway through it, but like I feel like the writing is almost very elementary.
It's very easy to follow.
Very easy to follow, which I like because everybody knows that I don't read good. But it's easy for me, which makes me think that it's just very basic.
No, I mean, every writer has their own style, but
for me, it's easy to follow, which I really enjoy, and that's why I was like, "Am I a mystery guy?"
It could be how the chapters are laid out too, though.
Oh, that's probably
it could be.
I like that too.
Multiple
I like
things.
That format. Okay.
But do you want to hear what it's about, even though you kind of already know?
All right, I do. You should tell the listeners.
After their mother passes, 3 estranged siblings reunite to sort out her estate. Beth, the oldest, never left home. She stayed with her mom, caring for her until the very end. Nicole, the middle child, has been kept at arm's length due to her ongoing battle with serious drug addiction. Michael, the youngest, lives out of state and hasn't been back to the small Wisconsin town since their father ran out on them 7 years before. While going through the parents'
spoiler, he didn't run out. Sorry. I haven't even gotten to that part yet, but I can just tell that something happened.
We'll see.
Okay.
While going through their parents' belongings, the siblings stumble upon a collection of home videos and decide to revisit those happier memories. However, the nostalgia is cut short when one of the VHS tapes reveals a night back in 1999 that none of them have any recollection of. On screen, their father appears covered in blood. What follows is a dead body and a pact between their parents to get rid of it, before the video abruptly ends. Beth, Nicole, and Michael must now decide whether to leave the past in the past or uncover the dark secret their mother took to the grave.
The dead body is your name, Emma.
First off, she's the middle... Wait, is she the middle child?
No, the dead child has your name.
Oh, I forgot about that. I read this so long ago.
Emma.
Really? I forgot about that. Don't get any ideas. Okay. Give us recommendations. Spoilers for anything and all things on our channel.
Everything and all things. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. Read it.
And what does your favorite best ever piece?
We're not doing that. I like the another podcast I listen to. What they do is whenever they have guests, they always say, all right, you look into the camera right there and you either say one word or one phrase. So let's end it with you looking in that camera right here and just saying one word or one phrase to end the whole pod.
You don't want me to do that?
All right, that was your phrase. Goodbye, everybody.
I was about to say cat.